Welcome back to the Artie Lang Show. Hey, guys. I want to say thanks to French Quarter's Guest Apartments for being our New York City hotel. Let them be your headquarters in New York City. Go to FrenchQuartersNY.com to book your next stay. FrenchQuartersNY.com to book your next stay. So, Case, give me a prediction. Do the Yanks make the playoffs? Get bold. Get bold here. They don't.
No.
Really?
I think Tampa
Bay.
You
just blew up my bubble to burst.
No. I like the story. I think they've shown a lot of fight. They've had a lot of comeback wins.
Yeah.
But I think Tampa Bay's pitching will be too much, and they'll beat them out. I think it'll be close.
What about this crap Ryan Braun calls the Brewers? Could he be a bigger phony?
No.
Oh, my God. He calls a season ticket. I'm sorry. Shut up. Shut up.
No.
If you're a Brewers
Did he
season
call
ticket
all of
holder.
them?
No, of course not.
Well, if you're a season ticket holder for the Brewers who's over 9 years old, do you care about that?
They do. But here's the thing they do. Like, because it's Milwaukee.
But don't make fun of that part of the country.
No, I'm not making fun of it.
At the Comedy Store.
But I'm not. I'm not making fun of it. I'm just saying, like, if this happened in Philly, I think
if anything happens in Philly,
you get the reaction that you're expecting.
When the Phillies win in Philly, it's life-threatening.
But in Milwaukee, a lot of people are hurt. They're not angry. Their feelings are hurt. They want to give them a second chance, a third chance.
I heard J.B. Smooth, a great comic, he told a story about one of his buddies went down to, he was an auxiliary cop in New York, and he went down to see an Eagle game with one of those velvet New York Giant jackets. The real, like, regulation Giant jackets.
That's so risky.
And he goes, don't do that. What are you doing? He goes, nah. So he goes to the game, and he's leaving the game, and he calls me and goes, nothing happened, man. You're wrong. People were loud and obnoxious, yelling stuff and laughing at me, but there's no physical thing. You're wrong. Gets home, takes his jacket off, puts it on the hook, like 200 cigarette burns.
That's great.
They were laughing, They were saying, but nothing really bad. 200.
Still better than I thought it would.
Right, exactly. That's true. He actually did get away with it.
Oh my God,
I've seen guys with 14 beers get tripped because they were wearing, like, a Rangers jersey, a Phil Esposito jersey.
Why would you do that?
Well, to be I think I might have told this. I guess you can get away with telling this on the air. I think I told it on the air. I went to a hockey game. My cousin took me to a Flyer game, and I wore a Lawrence Taylor jersey to a Philly Flyer game in Philly. And I was about 11 years old, 12 years old, a guy in his mid-40s. Comes up to me during halftime or during one of the period changes and puts his arm around me. He's got like an Eagle jersey on, and he goes, hey, I like your shirt. I go, thanks. He goes, hey, listen, your mother,
What?
He goes, what did he say? He goes, oh, your mother told me she was, last night I was with your mother, she told me she was constipated, so I banged the crap out of her. But he said F and S, so I F'd the S up.
They're animals, man.
My older cousin was 19, drove me that. He's just laughed. And the guy was like in his mid-40s. And he starts high-fiving his friends. I'm 11. He's like, got him, man. Got him, Jerry. Good one. Your mother, last night, she told me she was constipated, so I F'd the S up.
They're monsters.
All right. Dan St. Germain, thanks, buddy. Come back anytime, all right?
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate
again, you're going to be, what are you doing? You're at the comic. Say what you're doing.
The Meltdown next Friday.
Nerd Melt, yeah.
Nerd Melt, and then in L.A. it's 7:39 show. Free show, free beer too.
Nice.
So come by, and Tuesday on Comedy Central Studios, my web series Insecurity will premiere.
And
so
what are
check
your
it out.
Twitter?
DS Germain.
DS Germain. Come back
Check it
anytime.
out.
Brother.
Thank you, guys.
Casey, stick
Thank you
around
so
one more
much.
segment.
Sure, of
Stick around for another segment. Casey Stern back after these words. Welcome back to the Artie Lang Show. Adding to the crew here on the table with Casey Stern. Dad out in Palumbo. Jim Palumbo, star of the movie The Family, with Robert De Niro and Michelle Pfeiffer, coming out September 13th. And here's the life of an actor. Jim looking at this game very intensely, not because he's a big football fan, which he is. He's in a Papa John's commercial.
You know what? It's
Really?
funny.
It's going to mean a lot of money for the
You know what?
Thanksgiving Day.
Did you see it yet?
Well, here I have a big movie coming out, but I can't wait for this Papa John's spot to air so I can
That's
make
big
money.
money.
When did it
Papa
come
John's
on?
big money.
I figured it would air tonight, but I haven't seen it yet. If anybody's seen, I play a referee in this spot with Peyton.
Oh, no, that was out, yeah. No, but they air Papa John stuff. Wouldn't they make 50 of those commercials every week?
Was Papa John
Yeah,
in
Pop.
yours?
I hung out with.
He's
Papa
in every
John.
one of them.
Yeah, I know. I always wondered about that guy because he
jerk
seems
off.
really self-indulgent
No,
to
he
be
was
doing
very.
that.
He was very nice.
He
to
seems
me.
like a jerk.
He does, right? Like, why would you
To
put
me, he
yourself
does.
in every single commercial?
Well, because I mean,
Well, it's his face.
Wendy did too.
I
Little
just feel
Red
like-
Walker.
No,
How
Wendy
about the guy?
didn't.
I point to that
The donut guy?
the most annoying guy ever in that infomercial. Who owns the company goes, that leaky roof will cost you thousands in repairs. Do you know how much that company? Again, the producer's
Artie-
probably like, can we please audition some voiceover people? please, Matt. Can we? No, it's my company. No one believes in this product like I do. That leaky roof will cost you thousands in
That
repairs.
leaky roof will cost you thousands in repairs.
Will cost you
Wait.
thousands in repairs. You know they wanted a voiceover guy, but
Artie,
he
if
stuck
you,
to his gun.
if you had a business called like Artie Lang's Deli and you had 7,000 of them, I think you would be in the spot.
Sure.
Of course.
Yeah. So
but
why
I'm a
you mocking
jerk
him?
off.
I know. Well, then maybe he is too, but he's making a lot.
I
of
just
money.
said I'm a jerk off, and he's a jerk off. I'm on the Artie Lang show. I insist on being in every episode.
You know what?
Actually, you talk about lazy. My dream. I actually told an agent this once in LA. I want to have my own sitcom, but I want a recurring role. Like every once in a while, I just want to walk through in a tux. Just go, ladies and gentlemen, for no reason, Artie Lang, star of the show. Artie Lang. Let's get back to the exposition. So no, I want to. What do? You're a ref and you have
Play a
lines.
ref in
You have
it.
lines.
Yeah, so it's like it's a bit there. And,
Well, because you could still be a principal and not have
no,
lines.
I'm in the spot. This spot needs the air. I need this one to air.
My the way I got in the Screen Actors Guild was a Super Bowl commercial, January of '95. I was in a Budweiser commercial that made
yeah?
no sense. I had no lines, and it was the worst commercial ever made.
Why? What
But it
happened?
got me into SAG. It paid me a lot of money. It was supposed to be like a toga thing, shot in black and white, and I played like a Belushi guy in a toga, and there were two supermodels in it, a guy and a girl, that were laughing at me and my friends. And it didn't make any sense. You could without question find it online.
You know what, Art, though? I tried,
And
I tried out for that commercial. Why do we got to bring that up? It's a strikeout.
I mean, I guarantee.
It's a home run.
He lost the spot.
Yeah,
They needed a fat Belushi
I know,
guy.
well, you know. I'm
But
just saying.
they needed a fat Belushi guy. But you could probably find it somewhere on the internet still. I defy you to tell me what the commercial's about. I still to this day don't know. And I caught a lot of crap from my friends who were very big in the artistic community. Okay, let's go through the other divisions.
Go ahead.
Are the Giants going to repeat?
They're in last place. The
Okay.
chances are slim. Yeah.
Mike, your favorite?
Chances
Mike,
are-
who's your favorite San
chances are
Francisco
slim.
Giant?
Oh, I'm a traditional guy from the old days.
Of
I don't
course.
know who these guys
Of
are.
course,
They're,
of
they're
course.
billionaires now.
Mike is a announcer. I want to repeat it. Mike is an announcer on a sports show for DirecTV. He does not know who Joe Flacco is, and does not
What
know
sport
who
are
the
you
manager.
announcing?
Not know the manager of the Yankees.
Curling?
Has anyone? Did you figure out in the last 2 hours who the manager of the Yankees is?
I don't really care, Raj. Stop putting any money in my pocket.
It's Willie Randolph.
Well, it could. It might put money in your pocket if you could find your pockets. But no, it's Joe Girardi.
He doesn't know it's Fran Healy's birthday.
Fran Healy. There's a reference.
Fran Healy.
Who's winning that division? Who's winning the West and the National League? Is Mattingly doing it? Is my boy Donnie Baseball?
Yeah, Dodgers might win the World Series.
He's
They're the
audi-
best team on paper.
He's auditioning for the Yankee job in the next couple of years.
No.
I want Mattingly.
Not
here.
yet.
I want Mattingly here.
First of all, the Dodgers have more money than the Yankees do now, at least to spend. So Don's not going to go anywhere. The funny part is he was about to be fired.
Even after
like,
that- No, I know.
He
He was
was
in
brought
trouble.
into the office and told, if it doesn't turn around now, you get fired.
He was in
and,
trouble.
And here came the great Yasiel Puig.
Yeah.
Hanley Ramirez came off the DL. The team had the best 50-game stretch since
What a
1947.
story Puig is, man.
Yep.
What
Yeah.
a story.
I
ahead.
want to know about the specifics on the Puig thing. Was Puig introduced because he knew that Mattingly knew that his job was?
No. Kemp went down.
Well, why would they do that? I mean, Kemp went down.
Kemp
They
went
needed-
down.
Okay,
Well,
so-
that would be a crazy move.
They knew.
Well, you know, maybe he's just pulling out all the stops. You know,
Yeah.
like, well, what the heck? You know, this guy.
Let's try a Cuban guy.
In spring training, Puig had the best. I mean, spring training means nothing, but for him it meant a lot. He had just come over here
Well, he's trying to make the team.
on the boat,
Yeah,
right?
he's making
Well,
the team.
well, 6
You know
years
what?
and a lot of money, but he he was the guy with the best stats, best batting average in spring in the National League. So they knew they wanted to bring him up, but he wasn't ready. I mean, I told the story earlier on this show. I was at spring training. The first game he played, he gets a base hit. He's at first. The next guy walks. The first base coach had to tell him to go to second base. Now, he knows the rules, but I think he was so just blinded by how big everything was.
No, you're right. You're right.
You know, and freaked out. So they were waiting time. But when Kemp got hurt, Puig came in, and Don Mattingly owes him everything. Everything.
Something about that guy is not. I don't know.
Puig?
When you watch him,
is this more of your racism coming through?
No. There's something about.
Did you see
something about him? I
check
think
your
he's-
racism out
I
the
think he's
door?
going to end up being a flake or a problem.
He's cocky.
Well,
that's for
listen, he
sure.
should
That's the
be. First of all, the guy's built like something out of a cartoon.
Bo Jackson.
My
is,
favorite-
Even
you know,
better, I think.
My favorite thing is his throws from the outfield. They're fun.
No,
to watch.
it's-
You don't get that. Everybody.
Amazing-
throws like Mickey
amazing
Rivers
arm,
now.
amazing
Nobody
arm.
has a gun like that.
That's why people are bringing up Clemente arm. I mean, nobody's trying to compare him yet to
Right.
him, but I mean that's the kind of arm that he's got. It's ridiculous. Ichiro's had a good arm over his career. Mondesi for a little while wasn't a great player, but had a great arm.
The best arm I've ever seen is Jesse Barfield.
The great Jesse
tough to argue
Barfield.
with that.
Throwing a
Blue
ball,
Jay and Yankee.
a guy going from first to third on Barfield and right field.
I saw him
Once
throw
he
out-
grabs the ball, if you're not on third base, you're done.
Those
I saw
Yankee
him throw out
teams.
Chili Davis on a single. Chili Davis was on first, single to right center field. Barfield cut it off and threw him out of third. Unbelievable.
And who's the guy? The guy on the Red Sox years ago.
Dwight
Yeah,
Evans.
Dwight Evans had a gun.
Dewey Evans.
Jesse Barfield. Remember those? Those are the great teams. Mel Hall. That was
so
like
great.
Steve Sachs at second base.
That was
The
fair.
great Kevin Moss.
And I used to go to every game.
Great. Alvaro Espinosa.
Kevin
Sure.
Mo-
What a great team.
Kevin Moss was like 15 for 15 his first 15 at bats, and then someone
He was going to
decided
be a hero.
throw him a curve.
I'll never forget Mike Francesa got caught in like an awkward situation where people were accusing him of saying something racist. Because Kevin Moss was like this chiseled white guy, like out of Central Casting. And Francesa said, dog, you root for a guy like Kevin Moss because he looks like a Yankee. He looks like a Yankee. And the call's like, what do you mean, Mike? He just looks like a guy who's a Yankee. He looks like, what do you mean? Like, he just looks like that traditional guy. Like,
Right.
why? Because he's
The
not.
guy.
He's not a black guy.
Right.
Well, he just looks like a Yankee. He doesn't look like. He looks like Lou Gehrig. He doesn't look like George Scott. He dug the hole with every line just deeper and deeper. Like, I don't know, just had a dog. I don't say. Looks like a Yankee to me. He got the uniform on.
The hits that are going on at franhealy.com and LouGehrig.com and DwightEvans.com are just really tremendous.
By the way, so who's the guy, major leaguer who's now an analyst, great pitcher, and I can't think of his name. His Twitter is at Lou Gehrig.
Oh, Schilling.
Schilling, yeah.
Yeah.
Kurt Schilling, did you know that?
Yeah.
He's
At Lou
at
Gehrig 38. At
Lou
Gehrig 38. Yeah.
Why 38?
Well, he's Gehrig 38. He's because of ALS,
Right.
which he's as,
What's
as
38 have
big.
to do with it?
The 38 was his number.
Oh,
was Schilling's
okay,
number.
all right.
Yeah,
I
Gehrig
forgot.
is for he does as much ALS support and foundation stuff. Schilling's kind of a nut
I
job.
thought the
but
38 was the $38 million he lost on that software company.
It is. I thought it was more than that. I think he lost
of
more
all
than that.
of all guys, you think maybe what a terrible. Was it a software company?
No,
$38 million. What did he lose all that
He's
money?
getting a bad. I joke, but he tried to do something really cool, but it didn't. It just didn't work out, and now it lost millions.
With $38 million.
He tried to keep. He employed a lot of people. It was a good thing.
Someone told me, it might have been Dennis Leary was telling me on the phone once that there's a band in the Boston area. Talk about a great name for a band. He might have named it or put it together. The name of the band is Schilling's Bloody Sock.
Really? There's a band?
It's like a punk band.
I did not know that.
That's a great name. Well, as a Yankee fan, I hate it. I was at that game. I watched him methodically blow on his right hand in that 20-degree weather in the rain, with that blood gushing from his ankle, and just mow the Yankees down.
Yep, I covered them every day in 04, the Red Sox. That
you were at the stadium that night.
I was there, and then
The entire just like,
that whole experience
what the
was, I understand as a Yankee fan, it's not fun, but being in Boston for that after they won, I've never seen anything like that before. Never seen anything.
A woman
like
got
that before.
killed.
Well, I was around the corner. That was right down the block, outside of Gate D, down the block from Yawkey Way.
Right.
And there were cops with horses, and I mean that whole area on Lansdowne Street, which is kind of a nutty area after games anyway.
Yeah, you think? Absolutely.
Was bananas. Plus, you
it's a
take
nutty
Boston,
area when they beat the Brewers.
Right,
in June.
right, exactly. Right, exactly.
What? So you were at? Yeah, that was
That was a crazy time.
Leaving Yankee Stadium though was a funeral dirge, and I'll tell you what, it was very tense. Anybody in a Red Sox hat.
I think we should move on to something else. Why should we talk about 2004?
Well, there's no, if you're a Red Sox fan, again, it's the 2 years you have. As a stand-up comic, it was terrible because pre-04, I used to go up and do the Comedy Connection in Boston, and my bit I would open up with every time was all the major inventions that had occurred since the last time the Red Sox had won, and it was such an amazing list, like literally air conditioning, television, radio, cotton gin. Some website, Dan, you'll be happy. Dan's a Cub fan. A lot of stats about stuff that's happened since the Cubs won, 1908.
Like everything has happened.
Pretty much everything.
Since
but
the Cubs
do you
won.
realize it was close? Do you realize the last time the Cubs won the World Series, it was closer to Thomas Jefferson's inauguration than it is to now?
Jeez.
105 years of it.
They're putting up the Liberty Bell.
Yeah,
the Cubs.
inept like nothingness.
I always think of like a little 5-year-old kid. 'Cause they won it 3 years in a row.
Yep.
And I always think of the little kid there in the 2008.
I think they won
1908.
2 in a row, right? They were in it
thought
3
it
and
was
1,
3 in a
2.
row.
Did they win 06, 07, 08?
I thought it was 3, but 2 or 3. But a little kid there now. His great grandkids are dead.
Yeah.
Like, that's how long ago it was. It's
That's
1908.
that's a tough. I give you credit.
And the thing about the Cubs is they stink a lot. The Red Sox are always good, and they lose in the playoffs. And the Cubs,
Like the
they
Phillies were
stink
for
a lot.
years.
Well, since
before they were
08,
good.
Ernie Banks really just had 69, the summer of 69, when the Mets took them over, where they were decent.
Yeah,
You had
don't-
84.
Well, yeah, the
But-
Bartman
And then you
scenario.
went out the Bartman, of
But
course.
the in-between years, they don't win 94. They stink.
They're
a
going to be
lot.
okay in a couple of years. I mean, they're away from
Are you still
being
are you on the
relevant.
Theo Epstein bandwagon?
I'm not on I'm more on, without getting super nerdy. Jason McLeod, the guy who's handling their personnel development, was Theo's basically his understudy, his sidekick in Boston. The guy who was making a lot of the decisions where the Pedroias and the Ellsburys came from. He's there doing it now for the Cubs. Jim Hendry, the GM of the Cubs before that, is a very, very nice guy. And if his family members are watching, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This guy was the worst GM in the sport every year he had the job. He was awful. So when these guys get in, they had nobody in the system. It'll take 4 or 5 years, but I think the Cubs are going to be okay. I do.
By the way, quick update. We got to say goodbye to Casey real quick. But I appreciate him coming as always. But quick pop culture thing. Kanye West was paid $3 million to perform at a wedding for the king of Kazakhstan or Kyrgyzstan or some crazy country that is
Borat.
guilty of human rights atrocities. This guy, $3 million. Now, a lot of people are getting on Kanye West, and I would love to get on him, but $3 million is $3 million, man. I mean, I'd go tell my little rhymes for $3 million. And there's like video on the internet of him, and you can barely. And he's like, like what is the king doing? It's just the king showing. Look, I can buy an American. Like I went to a great party once in the Hamptons. Tom Petty, guy paid him God knows what to sing like 20 songs. And I got paid last year an extraordinary amount of money to do stand up. 45 minutes. Dan was with me in New York, and you're as an entertainer, you're just a puppet. Guy turned 50.
And
they asked me to come to a stand-up comedy club in New York. I'm like, I don't do stuff like that. Then he told me the price. I'm like, all right, what time?
Right, they'll be there tomorrow.
You're a puppet, you know. And $3 million. And he's like,
I had Molly Hatchet at my wedding.
how much does that cost?
$1,700.
Wow.
And on the 8th day, God created Molly Hatchet. And Kanye West, man, he's probably over there getting laid with that money because his wife still looks like Danny
Well,
DeVito.
yeah, she does. But no, it's saying here that the reason he's determined to do things like this and make all this money is because he wants to fund the protection of his partner, Kim, and their daughter, North.
His partner,
He had invested over £1 million on anti-kidnap cars to keep his family safe. Like, he's all about protecting them.
Well, I'll tell you what he should invest in is DraftKings.com.
Oh.
DraftKings is a one-day fantasy sports thing. There's no commitment. You'll love one-day games. DraftKings is celebrating this week's kickoff football season with a $1 million payoff. That's right. True story. One guy won $100,000. $100,000 his very first time. $100,000 day one.
Boom.
Your experience in this so far is fantastic, right?
Yeah, it's been great. I'm excited to get this going. My team
right.
is good.
It's week
that
one.
could be me this
week
this
one coming
week.
up. Week one. Play for free. Yeah, free to win real cash at DraftKings.com. Enter Artie. That's me, ARTIE, with your first pay game and get free entry into the $1 million kickoff bash. Seriously, free entry that could win you thousands just playing fantasy football. Use Artie, ARTIE, at DraftKings.com. 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 Casey Stern, you're always welcome here, man. Great job.
Appreciate it, boys.
And anytime, come back. Got the playoffs coming up, the series, and we're going to have some fun. We'll be back with the great Joe Coy after these words.